Good morning. I'm not really the type of person that switches up their makeup a lot, so I asked my boyfriend what color I should do, and he said magenta. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to see what happens. I'm starting off with some tea tree oil, which I just put on a Q-tip, and then I spot treat all of my acne. Now I'm just going to let that soak in while I do my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Chocolate. Now that that's done, I'm going to prime my eyelids with MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Now I'm just setting my eyelids with some translucent powder, and then we're going to start on the eyeshadow. I think today I'm going to be dipping into the Too Faced Pretty Rebel palette a lot. I'm going to take this color called Dainty and use that to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to take this Violet Voss Berry Burst palette and use it for my transition colors. So I'm going to take these two colors, this one, and then put that in my upper crease. Now taking the next darkest transition color in the palette, which is going to be this one, and a smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to put that a little bit lower. I think I'm going to just mix the two, hopefully magenta shades on the bottom, and then throw those into my crease as well to start incorporating the color into the look. I was looking at my Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette, and I'm just wondering, is this more mauve, or is this more mauve? Is this mauve? Did I just say mauve? I definitely meant magenta. Again, so I'm going to take Sparks and Rockstar, these two, and then mix them on a smaller, denser brush, and then just put these a little bit into my outer corners. The area where that eyeshadow ends, is kind of choppy, but that's okay because I'm going to be going in with the lid color, and then we'll blend over that anyways. I got this Ulta Beauty Tinted Eye Primer in Satin Blush, so I think I'm going to use that to carve out my lid a little bit, and I'm just going to use the other end of this brush. This is one of the ones that just came in the Urban Decay Naked palette, and this is the color of the eyeshadow primer. So now I'm going to go in with Totally Fetch and pack that onto my lid using the same brush. I'm going to go in with Rockstar, which is the purple shade. I'm going to use this to blend out the edges of the pink, and then also bring a little bit more purple into my crease. I'm going to go in with this color Gem, which is the purple color, and then I'm going to put this on my outer corner where I put the darker color earlier, because I lost some of that darkness when I put in the pink, so I'm going to add that back with this jewel tone. While I may look a little boof now and kind of like a unicorn gone wrong, trust. On my face makeup, I'm going to prime with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector liquid. I don't know if these have shades. Oh, they do, in Liquid Opal. And now I'm going to move on to foundation, and I like to use the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation in 140 Light Tan. I'm going to mix a few drops of this Makeup Revolution baking oil. It's basically just a face oil, and I like to add it so that my foundation doesn't feel quite as onto my face. I'm going to blend it in with my beauty blender. You can kind of see it's running. And then apply that to my face. I really like that baking oil. I think it makes my makeup glide on a lot smoother. And so now, because I've been really into the... I need to gather my thoughts. Momento. Okay, thoughts have been gathered. I've been really into the full coverage look lately, but not so much in that I put 2 layers of foundation on. I just like to really go ham with my concealer. So I'm taking this Colourpop No Filter Concealer in medium 20. This one has more of a pink undertone in it, and so I don't like to use it all over my face, because then I think I have a yellow undertone, and then if I put this everywhere, I'm just gonna kind of have a pinker looking face. So I just put this underneath my eyes to brighten them, and then I also think this is more full coverage than the concealer I'm gonna go in after. So that's why I like to put it here aggressively. Now I'm going to take this LA Girl Pro Concealer. It's in the Corrector shade, which is just straight, like, yellow. But I like to use it to highlight all over my face. I really like this Corrector shade because I feel like a lot of drugstore concealers kind of have more of that pink undertone that the Colourpop concealer had. And it's hard to find a shade that has a nice yellow or neutral undertone. I don't think I've ever put this much concealer on my face in my life. I'm kind of sick, if you can't tell from my voice, because the other week my boyfriend was sick, and he was like, oh no, 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 like, don't kiss me, like, I'm contagious. And I was like, I don't care. I should have, because now I'm very manly sounding and coughing a lot, but it's worth it. Hopefully. It's not like I have finals this week or anything. I do. The next step to continue moving this look away from a unicorn on drugs is to set my under eye. I'm going to use the same setting powder that I used to, I say too much. When I'm editing this, I'm like, bitch, why do you say so freaking many times? And now I just said, I like to set my under eyes with a powder right after I blend in my concealer. And then I'll go in and set with a beauty blender later, but for right now I think that when applying powder initially, a brush does it best, because sometimes I think that if I go in straight with a beauty blender and wet concealer, it can make it look a little cakey. Now I just look insane. There's not even a unicorn. I kind of got a lot of that powder in my mouth. I'm taking a big fluffy brush and the powder for my clothes and then using that to set the rest of my face and blend away the excess amount. I have to start adding some life back into my face because I'm looking very one-dimensional. What I like to do before I apply bronzer is I just go in with a dark face powder. This one is by Maybelline. It's their Superstay line, and this one's a few shades darker than my foundation. And then I like to put this with a big fluffy brush. This one's from Real Techniques. In all of the areas that I'm going to bronze, and then add bronzer on top of it. And then I just think it makes it look a lot more natural and a lot more seamless and well blended. Another reason I like to do this is that I didn't really set my full face of foundation with translucent powder. I just set the areas where I put concealer. So I think of this as kind of setting the rest of my foundation before I go into bronzer. Because it's summer and all of us want to look very fresh, glowing, I'm taking the Balm Cosmetics Betty-Lou Manizer. I use this to bronze up my face. If you swatch this product, you'll see that it has a fair amount of shimmer in it, but don't be afraid, because I don't think that that transfers a lot into your face. Like, you're not gonna look like you're just sweating. I think the shimmer just kind of gives you a nice glow from within. I was gonna contour my face a little bit more, but I think because I went in ham with that bronzer, I don't have to, and now I'm just going to contour my nose really quick, and then we're going to finish off my eyes. I don't know why I said I'm going to move on to my eyes, like bronzer is the last step of face makeup. Now I'm going to blush. I'm taking this Lancome one that my mom got for free and gave to me in blush Subtil. I think this color kind of reminds me of the shadow on my lids, so it'll tie the look together nicely. Start my lower lids, which is lower eyes mixed together. My lower lash line off. I think I'm going to just repeat the same steps I did before, just with slightly smaller brushes. So I'm taking the second brush that I used, which hopefully doesn't have too much purple on it. Bacteria. And now I'm going to take this color and this color again, even though this is a big ass brush, and blend this underneath my eyes. Did I just say ass? I'm sorry. And then now taking a smaller brush in the darker shade, like we did above, going to blend this under as well. Here's a fun fact. I actually forgot what order I kind of put the eyeshadows on my eyes, so I'm just going to use the same brushes and hope that it has some of the leftover color residue from before. And so now the bottom two, I also take out a million ansodes in my videos when I'm editing. I should just say. The next step is going to be taking this color and this color, and then putting that also. I'm going to keep this one a little bit more on the outer corner of my eyes though, and not bring it all the way in, so kind of just stopping halfway. I'm going to take Totally Fetch again on the same brush, and then put it on the first third part of my eye, lower lash line, and then afterwards I'm going to take, in the middle of the two shades that I just put on, I'm taking Gem, and then using that to mesh the two like I did above. I don't know what's really happening with this look anymore. It kind of got away from me. I forgot to bake. Just going to pull out while I'm ahead and it doesn't look too bad, and just set everything with setting spray. Taking this Too Faced Candelight Glow highlighter, I'm going to highlight my cheekbones, my chin, my cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, down my nose, basically my whole face, a little bit on my forehead, and then I think because this has a little bit of a pink too, I'm going to use it to highlight my inner corners with a different brush. So I'm taking NYX's lip liner in Sugar Glass. I think it's a nice nude for my skin tone. I'm going to use this to line my lips. Okay, so I really quickly just threw on some lashes because I think they can save any look because I covered them up with eyeshadow. Just kidding. I like how this look turned out. It's just really far outside my comfort zone, but I watched a podcast. You don't watch podcasts. I listened to a podcast yesterday about how life starts outside of your comfort zone. And so I think that's what really inspired this look, and I like how it turned out, and I'm really glad I tried something new. So if you'd like to see more of my videos, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Bye!